Hey there, and welcome to another episode of your favorite libertarian. Today's episode, I'm going to be doing just a real quick and dirty video on how to clean either your M&P 9 2.0 optics ready full size or any other striker fired pistol that you might have. There are a few things I will have to leave out, like taking it apart and putting it back together, as YouTube's kind of weird about that kind of stuff. But I'm sure if you refer to your owner's manual, you'll understand how to safely and easily take it apart or take it down to clean, and that's where my video comes in and showing you how to do it. Now, this is not an expert way of cleaning your gun, but this is how I do it. So if you're looking for some ideas or maybe some materials and tools to use, this could be helpful. Stay tuned and we'll take it to the workbench. Before cleaning or disassembling any gun, we need to ensure that it is unloaded first. After you've confirmed that, simply snap your fingers and disassemble. Now we're going to take some type of gun cleaner. I like M-Pro 7 just because it does a really good job of breaking everything down, but use whatever cleaner you'd like and spray everything at the same time, because as you're working on one part, the other stuff's going to be able to soak. I like to spray the inside of the slide, the inside of the barrel, the outside of the barrel, the recoil rod, and the internals of the frame. Then I let everything soak, and I'll usually start on the slide. The tools we'll be using for gunk removal consist of a nylon brush and a bore snake. If you've never seen a bore snake before, it's got a string, a big interwoven fabric, and little brass teeth that help break apart everything as you're pulling it through the bore. That little weight at the bottom lets you easily get it through a barrel if you're pointing it down at the ground. Starting with the slide, we'll take our nylon brush and we will scrub everything. You'll want to make sure that as you are scrubbing the area where there's the hole for the firing pin to come out in the slide, that you are doing that upside down so nothing gets inside that hole and gums up the works. Then we'll take our t-shirt and we will wipe everything down and get any of the initial crud off. For those hard to reach areas, I recommend using Q-tips. They're extremely inexpensive. You can get a billion of them for barely any money. They're disposable and they help you get into all the little nooks and crannies and crevices that are harder to get to with just a rag or a t-shirt. Just go over all the areas that are still wet to your eye, or any spots that you think might be spots that you didn't get with the rag, and then just throw the Q-tip away. Now that we've cleaned the inside, we're just gonna go ahead and spray again, scrub the outside, and get anything that might be on the outside of the slide. Typically, the dirtiest portion of the outside of the slide is gonna be in the muzzle area, but we'll wipe everything down, scrub it all down, and we'll be all set as far as the slide goes. Behold. The frame is going to be pretty easy. You basically want to scrub anything that is metal. You can scrub all the plastic inside here as well, as there is going to be some residue on there, but primarily what you want to work on is anything metal, like the rails that the slide slides along, the trigger bar, any type of firing control group stuff, and then we'll wipe it down for our initial wipe down with the rag or t-shirt. After that, the Q-tip comes out again and we get all those hard to reach areas. There's a lot of them in this frame. If you have a light, you can go ahead and spray it with a cleaner as long as it's safe for the film. If there's any type of film that goes over your lens, you just want to double check on that. But otherwise, I'll typically at the range just have a rag with me, spit on it, and then wipe it off and the carbon comes right off. But otherwise, if you want to get fancy, you can use a cleaner. Recoil rod's pretty quick. Just scrub the top and the bottom face, scrub the spring and the rod, and then take the nail of your thumb, get it underneath one of the ridges and start twisting it all the way down to make sure that any parts of the spring that might have some carbon built up are nice and clean. Spraying the barrel again, we're just going to scrub that down in every spot, and you can even use the little brush on the other end to get in between the lugs and a couple other spots. After doing so, go ahead and wipe that down so it's not slippery when you're trying to hold it for the next step. Spraying the cleaner again on the inside, we're going to fish our bore snake through. Make sure that you put it through feed ramp first and have it come out the end of the muzzle just like a bullet would come out. pull it all the way through once. After you've done that, spray it again on the inside and repeat that process. As a quick bonus, I'll show you how to clean your magazines. You do want to clean these because if they get gunked up to the point where the follower doesn't push up all the way, you're going to have some feeding issues. Spraying just near the top on all these and the top of the followers, we're going to scrub everything down, and then we're just going to wipe it with a rag, and that's pretty much it. As you can see, they look much better and cleaner and nicer aesthetically and functionally. When lubricating, less is more. We're going to use Break Free CLP by Safariland. I like this. I like the smell. I like that it's a cleaner and a lubricant. You don't need a whole lot, just a dab will do you. Make sure that you dab on each one of the rails that the slide goes along, and then that same channel where any metal is meeting metal on the slide, put it there, as well as a little bit on top of your barrel and a little bit on the lugs of your barrel. And then I like to kind of smear it all around. And that's pretty much it. The only finishing touch I would do if you're storing long term is to do the outside of the slide and get it all nice and shiny. And just like that, it's reassembled. I would recommend after cleaning and reassembling your gun to function test it. So rack it, make sure that one, you're working all of that lubricant through the system, but two, make sure that your trigger still works, your reset still works, and your optics still work. Ooh, would you just look at that freshly cleaned gun sheen. I'm very much so looking forward to getting this dirty again, but in the meantime, if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate that like. It makes me feel good inside, validates me emotionally. And if you know anyone that just bought their first handgun, shot that 50 rounds through it, and now is saying, oh, it's so dirty, I need to figure out how to clean this thing, maybe share this video. Could be helpful. If you have any questions or comments, you know where those go. In the comment section below. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to do that. One, it's free. And two, I have some big series coming up. I have a basement build series and I have a basement gym build series that's coming up that I'm super stoked about. It's going to be featuring equipment that is optimized for a super tight space with very low ceilings. And as always, thanks for watching, stay free, and God bless.